Jai Hind students. Today in chemistry we will study a new topic of our unit solutions. The topic is vapor pressure of solutions. So we will see here about the vapor pressure of solutions. In a solution, generally two components are present, solute and solvent. The solvent of a solution which is present in liquid state will always be a volatile component, while the solute will be volatile or non-volatile. In a liquid solution, generally solvent is present in liquid state, while the solute may be a gas, a liquid, or a solid. The you can say vapor pressure of a liquid solution is depend upon the vapor pressure of the solvent, which is present in greater amount. We have already studied about the binary solutions. So now we will see here about the you can say solutions which are made by two liquids. Means one liquid will be solvent and the other liquid will be solute. So we will see here about the vapor pressure vapor pressure of vapor pressure of liquid solutions, liquid solutions. Okay, we will see here about the vapor pressure of liquid solutions. What do you mean by liquid solutions? Means the solution which is made by liquid solvent and liquid solute, and we will find out the vapor pressure of such solution. For this particular purpose, we can take a solution made by two components, solvent and solute. Suppose solvent is denoted by the number 1 and solute is denoted by the number 2. Okay, so we can say here that the solution will be just like this. In this solution, two components will be present. Okay, what are those two components? Component 1 and component 2. So we will see here that suppose the vapor pressure of component 1 is P1. Okay, vapor pressure of component 1 and 2 are P1 and P2. Okay, so the vapor pressure, total vapor pressure of the solution will be the sum of vapor pressure of these two components 1 and 2. So we can write here that the total vapor pressure of solution will be, you can say, equal to P1 plus P2, where P1 and P2 are the vapor pressure of component 1 and 2. We have already studied about the, you can say, vapor pressure and also about the mole fraction in previous topic known as Henry's law. And now we will see here that about the vapor pressure of this type of solution made by volatile components. What do you mean by volatile? Volatile means which can easily convert into vapor or gaseous phase. That type of component is known as volatile component. So we will see here that French chemist Raoult gave you can say relationship or qualitative relationship between the vapor pressure and mole fraction of the solution, and that relationship is known as Raoult's law. So now we will see here about the Raoult's law. Okay, we will see here about the Raoult's law now. Raoult's law states that in a solution of two volatile liquids, the partial pressure or vapor pressure of both the components will be directly proportional to the mole fractions of both those components from which the solution is made. So one can write here, for this type of solution which is made by two components 1 and 2, these are two components, okay, 1 and component 2. So this component is suppose solvent and this component is solute. So in this particular case, according to Raoult's law, we can find out the Raoult's law for any one component also. So according to Raoult's law, for component 1, we can write here P1, which is the, you can say, vapor pressure of component 1, that will be directly proportional to the mole fraction of that component 1, means x1. Or we can also write here P1 is equal to P1 naught x1. Okay, here P1 naught is the vapor pressure of pure solvent. Now we can also write the, you can say, Raoult's law for solute. For solute, the Raoult's law will be P2 is directly proportional to x2, or we can write here P2 is equal to P2 naught x2. Here again P2 naught is the vapor pressure of pure solute. Okay, so in this manner we can write the Raoult's law for both component, means for solute and solvent. Now if you will see here, so according to Dalton's law of partial pressure, we can see here, if the solution, since the solution is made by two components, solute and solvent, that's why we can consider the, you can say, vapor pressure of partial pressure of both the component, means of component solute and component solvent. So we can write according to Dalton's law. You have already studied about the Dalton's law of partial pressure of the volatile components or gases. What is the Dalton's law of partial pressure? According to this law, the total pressure of non-reacting components will be equal to the sum of partial pressure of the all components which are present in the mixture of gases or volatile components. So we can write here, according to Dalton's law, we can write here P total will be equal to P1 plus P2. This is for both these components 1 and 2. Now we can write here that P total, we can also, on putting the value of P1 and P2, we can write here P total will be equal to P1 naught x1 plus P2 naught x2. Okay, now you know very well that suppose this is equation number 1. Okay. If you will see here that you know very well about the mole fraction, that the mole fraction of two components means mole fraction of two components. Suppose the component one will be the mole fraction of component one is x1. So the mole fraction of component 2 will be x2, and that will be equal to 1. Okay. Now we can also write here that x1 is equal to 1 minus x2. Okay. Here, this is the value. Now we will see here that on putting this value in this equation number 1, on putting this value in this equation number 1, we will get here that P total will be equal to 1 minus x2 plus P2 naught x2. Okay. And we can also write here, since P1 naught is also there, so we can write here P1 naught in this manner, P1 naught. Now, if you multiply this P1 with this, you can say quantity present inside the bracket, you will get here that P1 naught minus P1 naught x2 plus P2 naught x2. Okay. Or you can also write here it as P1 naught plus P2 naught x2 plus minus P1 naught x2. Okay. Now we can take the x2 as common, so we can write here P1 naught plus x2 minus P2 naught minus P1 naught bracket close x. Okay. So on the basis of this type of relationship, we can take the conclusion as number 1, the total pressure of the solution is related with the vapor pressure of any one component. For example, in this case, the total vapor pressure is related with the, you can say, mole fraction of component 2. Now we will see here the vapor pressure, the total pressure of a solution is varies linearly with the mole fraction of component 2. Now we will see here that the vapor pressure, total pressure of a solution is increases or decreases with the vapor pressure of component 1 and component 2. If we will plot a graph between the vapor pressure and mole fraction of the components 1 and 2, we will get this type of graph. So we will see here the graph. What will be the graph? Here in this particular case, you will see here this type of graph is there. In this side we can take vapor pressure, and here we can take mole fraction. So on plotting a graph, we can get here this type of graph. This is the graph for component, you can say P1 or first component. Its vapor pressure of your component is P1 here, and here this is 0. So we can take here, this is P1 x1 is equal to 1, and here x1 is equal to 0. Similarly here x2 will be equal to 0, x1 will be equal to 1. If we will plot the graph for the second component, its vapor pressure of your component will be shown here. That will be P2 naught. And on joining both these lines, we can get here P total. So it will provide us P total. P total will be equal to P1 naught plus P2 naught. In this particular case, if you will see, in case of a graph, here P2 to P1 naught is the minimum vapor pressure of the solution, and P2 naught is the maximum vapor pressure of the solution. And here we can take, here the mole fraction increases in this side. Okay, here we can take x2 will be 1. So if you will see that the vapor pressure of both the components, if plotted by using their vapor pressure and mole fraction, so we can get a common point. At this common point, you can say vapor pressure of the solution will be, you can say, shown. And by this graph one can say that the total vapor pressure of the solution will be equal to the sum of vapor pressure of pure component 1 and vapor pressure of pure component 2. So in this particular case here, you can say a line is present which shows here the vapor pressure, and this is the, you can say, graph for the vapor pressure of component 1, and this is the graph for vapor pressure of component 2. On the basis of these, the composition of vapor pressure of a solution is totally depend upon the vapor pressure of the component 1 and vapor pressure of pure component 2. So in this manner, if we can get here the vapor pressure of both the components, okay, or vapor pressure, total vapor pressure of the solution also. And now further about the next topic we will study in the next video. Thank you.